My name is Eddie Cruz, and I have a 2001 Audi TT Roadster. My dad actually purchased a vehicle in 2002. And at that time, I was only maybe 12 years old or something like that, 11 years old. And I was with him at the dealership. He asked me, he's like, hey, which one do you think I should get? I pointed at the TT, and that's the one he bought. Because after 3 years, my dad got into a work accident, and we were unsure if he was able to walk again or not. And so it was like very uncertain at that time whether he was able to walk again or be able to do any, as far as driving or any type of function like that. He kind of, gave it to me. He's like, hey, I want you to keep it, and it's for you, because we're not unsure what his condition, if he was able to recover or not. My dad eventually made a full recovery. He's walking around doing his thing and everything like that, but just at that moment in time, we were just so unsure. It had about 27,000 miles on it. The original owner was actually used as a company vehicle. It was like leased out and weird, but yeah, it's kind of ended up how it working out. The car was bone stock up until about 5 years, I would say 5 years ago. It was completely bone stock. And at that point in time, the original convertible top, as any Mark I convertible TT owner would know, that the rear glass tends to leak because of the way they sealed the rear glass window. And I was in pretty much a fork on the road, whether I was gonna go build it or, I don't know, sell it, or I don't know. If I was gonna put a brand new top on it, I was gonna keep it for life and build it. And because it's also such huge sentimental value from the situation, that how I attained it anyway. But that gave me the car at a very sad moment. There's no way I could have ever get rid of it. But at the same time, I can't buy a brand new top. Like at this time, I saved up, I parked the car, saved up, and got a brand new top on it and started building it from there. Internally wise, JE pistons, IE connecting rods, billet main caps, all ARP hardware, head studs, billet crank gear, fluid damper. Cylinder head is all ferro valve train. Also machine work done to the cylinder head, all together with the intake manifold and the exhaust manifold, all ported, polished, and matched together. The turbo is a Gen 2 GTX 3071R, also with a T51 compressor modification on it. So it does the really high-pitched squeal, or that's really necessarily squeal, but high-pitched spool noise. Oh, the engine covers. The engine covers is actually I get a lot of questions about the engine covers, asking like where I got them from or what company makes it. They're actually OEM. They're standard on the TT. And I kept them. I always loved the way they look. It really gives a real good OEM plus look to it. So it was a really important thing to me. No matter what version or whatever I built this engine bay to or engine itself to, I was going to keep the original covers on there and modify them as needed to still make it work. Grant's Performance 1000cc injectors. The intake manifolds are from Grant's Performance. Fuel regulators from Grant's Performance, as a Deechworks in-tank fuel pump, IE catch can, reinforced pinion brace, reinforced clutch fork, Pelican LSD, upgraded axles, of course. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to put on the Dynasty. Just got done so recently, but I would say I'm in the fives.
500?
Yes.
Power?
Yes.
All the front wheel drive?
Yes, with the LSD. Oh, dude, it's awesome. Like and obviously down end's not that, it's not fast or anything. But the way my driving style is and the way I like my power bands, I love a top end power band. So when I'm out there and I'm at a track or something like that, and I really get to open it up, it sinks in the seat, and you literally can't go forward. Your body's completely pinned, and it's an amazing feeling. The wheels are a three-piece by a company called Heritage Wheel in California. And as far as the wrap goes, it's based off a DTM livery, a Mark I DTM car that was actually part of it when that car was new and it had in the DTM races. It's one of my favorite liveries, solid liveries, and I kind of want to base this one off of that one. But I made subtle changes to work with my colorway and the look I was going for. But it pays homage to that livery that that I loved a lot. Honestly, everything's kind of like snowball. It was a giant snowball effect, really, because in a sense when I first started modifying it, I really just wanted, the main goal was to just do the KO4, simple bolt-ons, minor tunes, the off-the-shelf tunes per se, and just kind of, keep it running and lower it a little bit, modernize it in a couple of different ways, and that's it. From there, just got deeper. I was like, well, this is cool. I want to do this and more power. And next thing you know, I had the motor out and kind of just went from there. I was living in Georgia, living in an apartment garage, very tiny, as anybody who's lived in an apartment and has had a garage in an apartment complex before. Very tight, and it's hard to do any like deep mechanical work, so I had to tear down the engine as much as I could and bring inside the apartment garage and take it piece by piece, you know, cylinder head, take it to my living room. I had the whole living room lined down with like plastic paper and like little white boards to lay everything out, and just went back and forth, taking trips to my garage, back into my living room, taking the engine apart and just piecing it back together there and measuring everything out and blueprinting everything out before assembling it and putting it back in the vehicle. As far as the interior goes, it's Sparkle F200 seats, FIA approved, bucket seats, non-adjustable. The brackets it just bolted straight to the floor. They're not adjustable. I can't lean them back or move them back and forth. They're just bolted to the frame of the body, floor panel of the vehicle. Steering wheel, I run a Renault steering wheel. Pro Sport Evo boost gauge and oil pressure gauge in the center vent mounted. And the center vents is a common thing to do in the Mark 1 TT world. As far as shifter goes, it's a fully adjustable reverse lockout shifter, tower shifter, and that with conjunction with the diesel geek shifting linkage that goes on top of the transmission pretty much removes all rubber components from all the shift cables, and it's a super short mechanical nice feel. So you hear, so every time we shift, you hear a nice for the e-brake handle and what I call the dash brackets. I had those hand wrapped and hand stitched in red Alcantara. A big thing now, people like to rush with their builds and they get a little impatient and they go offer to cheaper routes or less quality of parts just to say their build is done or whatever, when they could take their time and wait for opportunity to get the better quality part and have a better overall build as the end result of it. You know, patience is key. You know, keep working at it. You know, stay patient. Anybody can end up building something super fantastic and be proud of when they take it out.